guys, welcome to today's video. We are creating this look right here. Got a more natural eye for you and then a more fancier lip. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and we're just gonna get right on into it. So for this holiday glam look, we're going to do the Smashbox Minimizing Pores Primer. This is one of my favorite primers of all time. I also love the Benefit Professional. If you're looking for a good one, this one will be amazing for you. It fills in those pores, gives a great base for your foundation. So I just take a little pea-sized amount on my finger and then I will just rub it in to my nose area and then a little bit on the cheeks over here. Alright, so next I'm going to be using a little more luminous primer. This is the Glamglow Glow Starting Mega Illuminating Moisturizer. It's in the shade Nude Glow, and typically for holiday glam looks I like to go a little more glowy, kind of like on the cheekbones portion. That's kind of what I like to do. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. It gives a nice base for any kind of highlighter that you put on top of it. I think it's really nice, and then also when it hits the light, you can see it's got a very nice luminosity to it, so I enjoy that a lot. I'm also going to put a little bit on the forehead just to draw some light there, and then on the chin, and a little on the nose, and I just kind of put everything else under my eyes. You can even take it down the neck. If you're wearing like a lower shirt, you can put it on your collarbones and it'll add some highlight to that area too. It's really, really pretty. I usually do that. And I got some glow. If you want more of a luminous look, you can put this all over your face, but I just kind of want it on the high points of my cheeks. Alright, next is my favorite part. It is foundation. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. This foundation is so good, you guys. I love it. It gives like the most beautiful finish. It's also really great for photography, so if you're going to be taking pictures, which you probably will, on a more glammed night, then this is a great way to go. It's also super affordable, which you can't beat that, and I really, really love it. I will say that sometimes it wears off a little soon, especially if you have glasses. I would suggest applying this right before your event, and then it'll last for a good couple of hours. It'll even last you through like eating and drinking and all of that. That's pretty good. But for me, because I wear glasses, it can kind of fade off a little. So just make sure you're setting this with a setting spray, patting it in, and it should be golden. So I will just take a little bit. It comes in like the little spatula, and I'll just put a little bit on the back of my hand like that. You can always apply more if you need it. It's not in a pump, so just be careful with how much you're applying. I'm going to take the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This brush is so good. This is my favorite foundation brush, and I think it's only $6, which is amazing. So I'm just going to start working it in over here, focusing on the areas of redness, which today I got quite a few, so that's fun. I will say one thing with this foundation is you really have to kind of press it in to really let it nicely sink into your face. It's not something that you just swirl on real quick and then you walk out the door. The formula is a little more tricky, but once you have it really nice on, it's going to stay there and look really beautiful. So next I'm going to be putting on some concealer because I got a lot of redness around my eyes and other places, which I don't want to be showing through in pictures or on a night on the town. You know what I mean? So this is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. It's waterproof and it's supposed to last 12 hours. This stuff is so good, you guys. I'm also going to use a darker shade for contouring, which we'll get to in a second. But first of all, I'm going to put this under my eyes like so. Just a little bit here and here, and then I'll add more if necessary. This stuff is high coverage and it's cheap, like amazingly cheap, so if you would like to purchase it, it won't break the bank, and I've seen it as low as like $2, guys. Like, this stuff is so nice, so definitely will work for you if you're on a budget. I've got a nice amount of blemishes today, which is just wonderful, but it's part of life, so if you're like me, this coverage is good for you. Alright, and before we move on to powder, I'm just going to take a darker shade of the concealer. Let's see, which one is it? I always have to like hold them up to make sure I'm actually doing the darker one. It's definitely this one. I'm going to take the darker shade and just put a little bit on this part, the socket. That's what it's called. So I'm going to like kind of feel where the socket is and then just kind of do like a little line like this. And it looks a little crazy right now, but I promise it's worth it. And it gives just like a really nice natural contour line that I'm really a fan of. So, just gonna blend that out. Also, I usually like flick it up a little bit because I don't want the contour to drag down. I want it to like go upwards. Alright, now it's time to set the foundation, and this may be a little controversial, but I usually like to set my foundation with a high coverage powder foundation when I'm going out. This is not something I would do every day because it would totally congest your pores and you'd probably break out a ton from doing this, but it's a really good trick if you want super great coverage and you want to look really good in photos. It gives a very nice and smooth finish. So I am going to do that with just a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to kind of take it all in there, and then I will go over my face. Next, I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in a darker shade, and you guessed it, I'm going to use it to contour, to set the contour, I guess, more specifically. So I'm going to take just a slightly dense brush, but not too dense, and just kind of blend, just pat a little bit of it over top the liquid contour that we did with the concealer. Next is brows. I'm going to use the LA Girl brow pencil in the shade Blonde because that's what I use every day, and it's amazing and it's cheaper and it works. So if you are on a budget, this stuff is good. Let me just tell you, I love it so much. It's like the Anastasia brow pencil, but way cheaper, which is way better in my opinion. I fill them in the same way every day for every occasion, no matter what. I just fill it in and then take a brush, blend it out, and then do the other one. So once they're filled in, I will set them with, where is it? There it is, with the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel. Again, I do this every day, doesn't matter. This gel is amazing, it's affordable, and it does the same thing as pretty much any other brow gel, in my opinion, that I've tried so far. Moving along, if you're going to be doing a holiday look, please use an eye primer. I'm just telling you, it'll make your eyeshadow go on so much better. Even a pigmented primer is really, really good. This is the Essence Eye Base, and it has a little bit of a pigment to it. I'm pretty sure there are 2 different shades, so if you're a darker skin tone, you probably will like that one better than this one because this will show up like white on your eyes. But for me, it fits and matches perfectly. It's like the same color of my skin because I'm a marshmallow, and that's okay. But I'm just going to take my finger, blend that out. Another thing that you could do if you want to save money is just use your concealer as your eyeshadow base. Basically, just put something a little sticky down first that has color to it, so that'll give you a nice, obviously, base to go off of for your eyeshadow. Alright, so you can see that created a lovely canvas for me to work off of. I'm going to set it, which is very important. I can't find my brush. There it is. I'm going to set it with the shade Aura Matte in this beautiful, hello, that was horrible, in this beautiful Tati Beauty palette that I love so much. This matte shade, guys, is another level. It's the best like matte shade I've tried to set any kind of base. It's amazing. The pigment on it is unreal. It's kind of replaced my Wet n Wild single eyeshadow in Brulee. I still use that one because I obviously still love it, but the pigment on it is just, on this one, is just amazing. So I finished just setting the base. I am going to do a more natural eye look because we're going to make more of a statement with the lips. That is a trick. I mean, you can totally do all out eyes, all out lips if you want. I kind of like to balance it out and just have either the eyes or the lips enhanced. Obviously, we're doing a glam look, so it's going to be a little fancier, but that's just what I like to do. So, since I just have the base, Now I'm going to move into starting a like more transition-y color on the eyes. I'm going to be using this Sephora What a Gem eyeshadow palette. It's very fitting because it's the holidays and I love that. I got this from a friend, so shout out to you. You know who you are. I'm so grateful for good friends, guys, and holidays and Christmas. I just love the holidays. It's so wonderful. So I'm going to be taking just the transition-y color shade. It's this one. Hello. Nope. Camera. Yeah. This one right here. That's what I'm going to be using. And I'm just going to start working it on the crease of my eye. You can just see it's creating a nice little shadow effect to kind of make the eyes stand out. And that is what we want. Very nice. Very nice. Just going to build that up. Also, whatever you do to the top, I like to do the bottom on Glamglow, so I'm going to bring that product down to my lower lash line and just keep blending it out. So now that we have a nice little transition going on, I'm going to be taking a warm toned shade. So that transition was a little cool, but it has some warmth to it. I'm going to be taking a warm toned shade today. After that, so we're going to be using the matte, what's it called? Matte Soothe. So it's this color right here. It's nice and warm. And I'm just going to be taking that closer to the lash line, just on the outer part of my eyes, right here with the same brush, and just blending those two colors together. So we just finished getting the lovely smoke on our eyeballs. I'm going to be taking this shorter brush here and taking Matte Ritual and just putting this on the lower part of my eyes right down here. So now that we have that dark brown shade on our lower lash line, I'm going to just take the same brush and just smudge it out and upward, creating a nice kind of like wing effect. Just like that. Just angling your brush upwards will help you create it. Don't angle it down because then you're going to be contradicting yourself. So just angle the brush up and move your hand back and forth. Remember, it helps doing this with a densely packed brush. If you have a lighter brush, it won't move the product. I'm sorry, not a lighter brush. If you have a more thinly packed brush, it won't really move the product around as much. So you'll still get a smoke effect, but the color might be more harsh. So I would just suggest using more dense, just so that you have more control over the product. And I'm just going to kind of blend that color into the more inward part of my eye. Alright, so now that that is accomplished, I'm going to add a little more depth and just go in with a liner brush, wherever you may be. Found it. Go in with a liner brush and just take the Memory Matte shade. So it's like a very thin brush right here. And I'm just going to put that on the lash line, just to create a little more darkness. But it's a little less dramatic because we put the brown on instead of the black. If you want to make this look more dramatic, instead of blending this line out with the brown, you can do black instead. That'll probably be way more dramatic than what I'm going for. So I'm bringing the black all the way into the inner corner. Alright, so now I'm going to use a little bit of sparkle because it's the holidays and we gotta put some sparkle in there. So I'm gonna be taking, let's see what shade do I want to do. I'm gonna be taking Aura Metallic and putting that on the inner part of my eye. So I'm just gonna take this flat brush. I almost said flathead, like the screwdriver thing. Okay, anyway, I'm taking Matte Aura and just kind of take a little bit and then pressing the color right over here. Again, this is going to be a lighter, like a light glam look, I guess. If you wanted to make this look more intense, you could go with like an actual glitter shade, but we're going a little duller, so we're going to take the metallic. Still really beautiful and very much a holiday kind of vibe, but it's not going to be as intense as a glitter would. Also remember to take this shade underneath, so right under here. It's really helpful to look awake and brightened if you do that. So I'm going to add a little bit more to the lower lash line just to balance some things out. I'm just going to take the Ritual Matte shade with the densely packed brush and just blend things out and connect them. Actually, I'm going to take the sequin shade to just be a little more fancy and put that under. So just smudge it under your lash line and then connect it up here. You could even flick it out a little bit more to really connect the wing. So now it is time for my favorite. It is mascara time, but first you gotta curl those lashes. I'm taking my trusty Shisedo eyelash curler and just gonna curl those bad boys. I used to watch my grandma doing this when I was younger and I got super scared. I was like, what is she doing with her eyeballs? Curling your eyelashes is extremely helpful going on a glam look. Let me just tell you, it totally makes a difference in my opinion. Also, another thing is a lash base. This is the Loreal Voluminous Lash Primer. I love using this even on natural days when I'm just wearing just like mascara and concealer or something. This is a game changer. It'll make your lashes look so gorgeous and voluminous. I just apply it on every single lash first, and then I'll go in with my mascara. So the mascara of choice today is the Benefit Roller Lash. This is the little tiny sample version, but if you have the big version, all the more to ya. This stuff is lovely, lovely, lovely. I absolutely adore this mascara. Usually it takes a couple of coats to make it look really gorgeous and luscious and long for your lashes, but this is great. Also, I'm not going to use any false lashes today, but if you want to amp up this look, you can totally apply those. This mascara is also really good at like separating lashes, so if you have lashes that like to clump together, this one will help you just kind of separate it. It's super like flexible at the mascara. Like once you put it on, you have some time to work with it before like it dries and sets, which is something I appreciate and really like. Alright, so now that mascara is on, it's definitely time to add some blush to this face because I look super pale and it looks a little cray-cray. I'm going to be taking this overall brush right here and a lovely, lovely blush. Let me just tell you, Mud Cosmetics has the best blushes. Oh my goodness, they're so beautiful. I'm going to use this shade right here. I don't really know what shade it is. Let's see. It's in the shade Glow. It's called the Glow Cheek color. And I'm just going to put a little bit on here and then dab it off on my hand, guys, because let me just tell you, it's got some pigment to it and I don't want crazy cheeks. So just going to apply that until I think it is good enough. Alright, and now it is time for highlighter. I have the most wonderful highlighter. This is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and it is not much of like a super streaky glow because we're not going for that today. Like, look at the glow. So beautiful and subtle, and I love it. Alright, and the last step is lipstick. We are gonna do the classic red lipstick, guys. And I'm so excited. I cannot find my lip liner. Found it. There it is. I'm going to be doing a lip with the Milani Color Statement lip liners. This lip liner is amazing. This is the shade 02 True Red. And I haven't tried this specific shade, but I'm talking about like the line of lip liners. This line is so good. I love it so much. So I'm going to be putting that on. Beautiful. I look a little crazy right now, but I like to just line the outer portions of my lip because then the middle side kind of gets a little brighter. I'm going to be going in with the I Am Tough Real Her Ladylove Matte Liquid Lipstick. And this stuff is amazing. Look at the shade. Beautiful red. Little trick for you guys is just put a little bit more of the color in the center of your lips, because that's where it usually fades first. This shade will last so nicely throughout the evening. I've worn it on my hand so many times, and I've worn it on my lips, and it does not fade too bad. Like, usually reds will like turn into like pinks as they fade. This one is really nice and won't really do that for you. Alright guys, so there you have it. This is my take on the holiday look for the year of 2019. You can even use this on 2020 for New Year's Eve, or you can use this for a holiday event that you're going to help you kind of give you a guide on a more natural eye fancy lip look. You can even do a more subtle lip if you would like. It's totally up to you, but I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video, and please comment, like, and subscribe below. If you would like more content, follow me on Natalie Erin Beauty, and I would love to see you guys over there. Have a good holiday evening.